I was in Black Mountain, North Carolina, sitting at a pizza place. I think it was called My Father's Pizza, and I picked up Blue Ridge Outdoors magazine, and I was kind of flipping through it to see which article I was going to read while we were waiting on the pineapple topped pizzas to come out. And there was one thing that was called Not Real Fishing, and so I was like, oh, what is this? And I went and started reading about third paragraph down. I realized they were talking about fly fishing, and the rod didn't have a reel, and I had never heard of that ever before. So I remember stopping and going back to the beginning and paying attention to the article at a completely different level. And so I read this 2 or 3 page article and could not get Tenkara off my mind. And about 4 or 5 weeks later, I was leaving Boone, North Carolina, driving to Baltimore to visit my daughter, my oldest daughter. And we drive right through Harrisonburg, Virginia. And I had already discovered that Mossy Creek Fly Fishing was there, and they were the Eastern Seaboard dealership for Tenkara USA. So on the way back, my wife let us stop and went in. And I spent the afternoon, spent about an hour with Colby, one of the brothers, and we talked about the rods. He ended up taking me out the back door of the fly fishing shop so I could cast in like the loading dock area. And he was having me cast at the dumpster. And I was casting at the dumpster and getting closer and closer. And then he said, now start to hit the corner. You know, here I am in the back of the Mossy Creek Fly Fishing Shop, learning how to cast a Tenkara rod for the first time. I'm dialing in my cast on a 12-foot Awana, casting at a 1,000-pound trash dumpster. But it totally worked. I got the cast down. We packaged the rod. I walked out the door with a rod. That was my first ride.
My name is Jeff Lomino, and I'm the owner of Riverworks Rod Company, based out of Signal Mountain, Tennessee. I took a trip to Raven Fork, my favorite brook trout stream, and had a fly rod and reel that I took up, and the fly reel basically disintegrated on me. So I decided I either was going to fish with the fly line attached to the top of the fly rod and fish the whole weekend, and it was like a light bulb kind of went off in my head. And from that point forward, I decided I was going to try and build a real Tenkara rod. Coming back from that trip, you know, in 2012 and doing an internet search, you know, I didn't even really know what to call it at the time. To be honest, I was like, fixed line fishing was my first, you know, because that's what it was, fixed line to the tip of the rod. So I did come upon the Tenkara USA website, and that was 2012. So they were early then too, and read up, and you know, I discovered John Chianchetti after that, who was the owner of Tenkara Customs, and he was the only guy in the United States actually selling single, you know, blanks. So I bought a couple from him, and I was doing carbon fiber blanks or grips for fly rods at the time. So decided I was going to put a carbon fiber grip on a Tenkara rod blank, and everything just kind of ballooned from there.